Jusong is so hard to guard. Yeah, he's a tough one.
Welcome to the power forward edition of the overview and tier list. This one I think will be probably the least interesting. Not super dynamic, but you'll see why. A lot of really good characters in power forward. I think you'll like the tier list as well. Anybody who's played the game and knows the characters, I think you'll appreciate the tier list. Starting off strong with Rocket. Rocket has become, well, he's always been popular, but like recently a lot of people are picking up Rocket. He's just a really good rebounder. He's a good blocker. As you can see, he has box out resistance. He has quick rebound, which is nice. I mean, obviously, like, he's not the only one that has that. There are other bigs that have that as well. He's not the only one, but still, it's really nice to have. And also, like, when you have that, you don't really need to take, or you don't necessarily need to not take certain things, but like, you could justify like not having certain affixes like rebounding king or stuff like that. Follow-up dunk is kind of whatever. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of people not even going for the follow-up shots because it's getting blocked so often. I'm pretty sure you could block the follow-up dunk as well, so maybe not as reliable. Block intercept is weird. Like, I feel like on paper, it doesn't sound that good. Like, the effect of the ball going pretty far, but then like in practice, it actually does feel really nice. Overall, Rocket's really good, really solid. I think he's by far one of the best power forwards in the game. And now going against the polar opposite, I think one of the worst power forwards in the game. I don't love power forwards who like their kits are based around shooting and they're not really like good 3-point shooters. Like, I don't like the post moves and okay. Sorry. I don't love the post moves and like the post shooting and stuff. I don't know. I don't love it. I also don't love layups. Layups are pretty easy to block for the most part. Your entire kit is just like layups and being close range. I don't like it that much. I think it's pretty bad, and that's probably why she's not played too often. Again, anybody can play any character and have success, so I just think you're putting yourself at a disadvantage picking this character. You know, I just don't like this kind of gameplay. I think it's really easy to block this kind of stuff when you're in like competitive lobbies, and these tier lists are really catered to more competitive lobbies, because there really wouldn't be a point in having a tier list if you're talking about like, you know, low quality lobbies, because then everybody's fine. Like, it doesn't even matter at that point, just everybody's good. So I put her near the bottom of my list. And another heavy hitter, Nikolai. I mean, I think if I was gonna make like an S++ category, I'd probably have him there with Elise. But I mean, he's just a great blocker. When it comes to bigs, I think something that people are realizing even more now than before is like, you don't need to be a good rebounder if you're a really good blocker, and he's a really good blocker. So if you're blocking shots, you don't really need to be worried about rebounding. Nikolai is such a hard character to shoot against. Even with screens, he's just really hard to shoot against, and you're seeing him even in like, you know, again, high elo lobbies, just terrorizing people, and has a great kit. It's not often banned either, which is nice. So, you know, if you're like a Malik player or you're an Elise player, Nikolai's usually open. There are other options as well for flying block and stuff like that, but Nikolai is amazing. His kit is just great. Uncle Kevin. I think he's actually not even that bad. I think he's okay. I think his dunking abilities are actually decent. I definitely think he's playable. But yeah, not close to as good as the other dunkers. But yeah, he's definitely not like as bad as people would meme about him and like say he's like horrible. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's fine, and I've seen people play him even though like obviously they're trolling by picking him and like have success. Same with like Butterball, right? Like, it just goes to show like the characters, even if they're weaker than their counterparts and other options in the same niche, that doesn't mean that they're not playable. Sorry, I'm trying to mute myself, but the cough is so bad, it's like stuck in my throat. But anyways, I'm not gonna try and like commentate over every single ability anymore. I think it's easier if I just kind of chill and talk about these things. I don't have any script. I don't like having a script. Like, then it's like weird. Not a huge fan of that. Okay, so I think pinky with the catapult affix that's been added might be decent. Like, the only thing that I don't love is that getting in position to get her post-board dunk is a little awkward. You have to kind of like run past defenders to get in that position with the ball in your hand, because you really can't get a pass in that position. You'd have to have the ball already and run behind the rim. So it's just weird. I think if it were easier to get in that position for the dunk, it'd be really good actually. Especially with catapult, I think she'd be really strong. Balmog, I think, is also nice. I don't think it'd be enough to have her be above like a low to mid-tier dunker. I think if it was easier to do her behind the rim dunk, she'd be, I think, really good, honestly. I think she'd be like S tier. It's just difficult to get there versus people who like know what she does. So, and as you start getting played, like people know what she does. I think Ranger's okay. I don't love Ranger. I think he's fine. I think, well, I think if like you're on an account that does not have centers and you need somebody that's a good blocker, you're playing versus shooters and you need a decent blocker, and you have Ranger, I mean, yeah, I think he's okay. He's not banned very often, if ever, and he does a decent job at blocking. I think he also has a disturbance, something about disturbance, possibly, or am I forgetting? Anyways, you can see on the screen what he has. But yeah, he's definitely not bad. I just don't think he's great either. I think he's just like really, he's good. He's good, not great. So I'd put him mid-high for that reason. Lightning, I've been seeing people play Lightning recently. I don't know if it's because he was nerfed or what, but really not seeing Lightnings like pop off recently. I think he kind of has a kit similar to like Rika, where if they're strong, they're really, really strong, and if they're weak, they're pretty weak. I think he's kind of like in the middle, so I think he's kind of mid-tier. I think like maybe versus like specific comps, he's good, like where he can get close to the rim and not really get contested. Like he's versus like a really weak power forward, like a Sophia or something. I've been seeing him versus like Robbies and Lands and Kyles and getting absolutely like shut down, like blocked a ton. So I also don't ever, I don't know if I've ever seen block avoiding. Maybe a couple times I've seen a trigger, but I'm not seeing that happen really often. But anyway, I think Lightning's fine. I think he's like decent. Now we have Alto. I just refuse to play Alto. I hate all the skins. I also don't like the way he plays. I don't like the lightning dunk thing where like okay, maybe it's just the Altos that I've seen, but the Altos that I see, they kind of just like sit under the rim and they just like wait to get past for a lightning dunk. But like, I feel like with an Alto on your team, you probably want screens still, and he's gonna be your big, so you want him to be screening. And I just don't like the idea that most of the Altos just sit near the rim trying to get a lightning dunk off. Like, I don't know. I think he promotes that kind of gameplay. I think he's just okay. He's good at defense, but yeah, offense is weird. Amanda has a similar like mid close range shooting kit. Don't love that. I just don't see why you play this kind of character. I think maybe like these characters before people got good may have been decent, but obviously like as the game is being played and like over the years that people get better and better and understand how to play versus things better, I think people probably have learned how to play versus like close to mid-range shooters pretty well by now. Zachary, love Zachary. I think he's probably the lowest skill floor dunker, where you don't really need to be a good dunker. All you need to do is get to your range and press smart dunk left or right. That's good. That's like exactly what somebody who's just learning to dunk should be doing. Really, really beginner friendly. Super good kit. Doesn't get blocked really often if you're dunking to the right side and you have decent screen. So Edward, I'm biased. I don't like the toss dunks. I think toss dunks are weird. Don't like toss dunks. So for me, Edward's like, I don't know. I don't like Edward that much. He also like just looks goofy. Like, I hate to say it, I'm very like aesthetics based person. Like, if somebody is like a big hideous guy, I have a hard time like looking past that. Also, the dunk pass I think is good for sure. But I think that center has what's his name again? It's gonna kill me. The center who has like a chiseled jawline, like pause. But what's his name again? I can't remember. But anyways, I think someone else has that, and it makes more sense on him because the rest of his kid's like also based around like passing from like under the rim and faking. Oh god, it's gonna kill me what his name is. But anyway, I just don't like him. I don't like this guy. That's all I have to say. I don't have to justify anything. This is my tier list. I can say whatever I want, and it's fine. Nobody can tell me I'm wrong. This is my tier list. Okay. Following the theme of nobody can tell me I'm wrong, I love Lucy. In my perfect world, Lucy would be S+. And versus certain team comps, she is really good. If you're versus, again, another team comp with weak blockers, she's great. But because dunking meta is so strong right now, it's not gonna be super often that you don't have two, or one big and one semi-big. A lot of times you'll be going versus a LAN and a Reno, right? Or whatever combination of big and dunker. So she has a hard time versus those because of her dunk timers. She has 2 dunk timers, and if each big just jumps at one of them, then she can't really play. So bad versus not most comps, but just very situational. So anybody who's really situational, I put low. Elise is top of the pack. I think I probably should have put Elise in her own category because she's that good, but anybody who can set a screen and then has a dash to get to the rim to grab a rebound, or again, she can use her dash on offense or defense, so she can offensively dash for a lightning dunk like she did in that animation. She can dash to get a screen off. So so many shots that people think aren't safe become safe because Elise can dash in and set a screen. And same thing too, right? When she's setting a screen, she can dash to the rim and grab a board. So I just love her. I think she's definitely my favorite big in the game. I'm sure most people, I think a lot of the big mains would probably say she's one of their tops. Just does everything. Reno is, of course, really strong. Reno's great. I think, especially a good Reno, he's the hardest dunker to block just because he can switch up how he dunks. So in so many different ways, the timing, the different dunks, passing out as soon as he gets the ball. There's so many ways he can change up his approach and make it really difficult to guard him. So I've just been seeing Renos get blocked too much for me to rate him S+. I think even I've been seeing people run all these different builds, catapult and all these things on him, and still I see him get blocked a good amount, even on dunks that I think should be going in and not being blocked. So I just think he may not be strong enough to put an S+ with the other characters. But yeah, definitely an S tier dunker like Zach. Sophia is an interesting one. I like Sophia. I think I like her kit a lot. I think the only problem is she's a little I don't like bigs that can shoot threes like this. I know she has a dribble move and all that, but it's just it promotes weird gameplay in my opinion. In a solo queue environment, if you have a Sophia, she's probably not playing the game very well. She's probably not setting screens. She's probably trying, I'm open, pass me the ball. I don't want to see a Sophia on my team, genuinely. It's gonna piss me off. I don't want to see it. I think her kit is interesting and it's cool, and I think it's great to admire from afar, but I wouldn't want her on my team just because it promotes that kind of gameplay. But I feel I can't make a tier list based off my preferences, so I'm gonna try and be objective. I think her kit is decent. I like the fingertip block. Yeah, I like her little cut move. So yeah, I definitely like her. I just don't want to play with it. And playing against it would be fine. I'd be happy to play against it. So it's kind of weird to remove your own personal bias. But then again, I did that with Edward, saying he was ugly. So I don't know. Going back and forth. Kaido, after the nerfs, people will joke and say he can get blocked by a point guard. But then the other day I was playing Kaido and I got blocked by a point guard. I got blocked by Arena. And I was like, oh, okay. He had no gear, or she had no gear. Oh my god. What was I saying? Listen, anyway, it's near the end of the video. Okay, I made it all the way to Kaido, then I started saying some crazy shit. Alright, anyways, I got blocked by Arena and he was geared. I think that's what I was trying to say. But Yeah, it's just he just got nerfed too hard and he's not super great anymore. And right now, like, I don't think anybody even uses his fancy dunk. I think they only use his smart dunk. And at that point, you might as well be playing Zachary. Like, there's no reason to be playing Kaido at that point. So yeah, can't rank him too highly. But anyways, that is the tier list. You can see it on the screen now. I'm happy with this tier list. I think this is pretty accurate in terms of the power rankings for all these characters. Of course, if anybody wants to let me know what they think, I'm happy to hear it, and I will see you on the last episode for the Centers. Peace.